In the round of 32 of the Cobx tournament. And yep, it seems Entity has picked up the first gun round on Inferno. It's a cute...
Pistol round, sorry.
Pistol round.
Yeah. And so it's Archie, joined by Ekutas, who I'll be bringing the analysis, Archie, the play-by-play, and hopefully both of us can do the other some service and be hybrid casters, because that's what we'll need. We'll need as much casting as possible for a game that's so one-sided. 1-0 now, Entity doing an arch wraparound, a pretty common strategy for second rounds. They are running into a stack, but these guys are not hitting their shots. One kill on Dobby, but that's all she wrote. A second kill from XLR8. It's a 3v3, and he's gonna get a third kill. He should really get this. Yes, Predator. Oh, all of a sudden, anti-eco going away from them, but they're just throwing it back to Ibra's favor. Poc versus Ibra in a 1v1. Poc has the slight advantage because Ibra is damaged down to 30 HP. He's got a Molotov, he's buying time, and the C4 is not in Ibra's control either. So this is Poc's round to lose right now. He just needs to play this properly. And Ibra gives away his spot as well. So
I mean, Ace really doesn't have any information to play off of this round, but he's making a lot of noise, and Pokey or Poke should know exactly what's up. And yeah, Ace is just thundering up CT spawn and going towards it. Should be cut off at Speedway, but unfortunately, alright, he'll get found out and put down. And that's,
I thought he was going to make it all the way.
Yeah. And that's an unlikely anti-eco coming out from Bandit 5. I think Entity Esports might want to show some more respect to their opponent.
Yeah.
Than just YOLOing it.
And to be honest, like Ace played that very poorly as well in the 1v1. The fact that at 20 seconds he tries to go B, clearly he's got no time for it. Even if he made it, he had 3 seconds left. So that shows like something off on Ace's decision making. A player of his experience should not really make that kind of call. Secondly, Sai is the IGL of Entity calling for a wrap. It's alright to go for a wrap, but again, big problem with anti-ecos in these teams is that they should really focus on sending one guy in first to scout it out. You know, why send all 4 guys into a potential stack? Send one guy in. At most, he gets caught out by the stack, but your teammates with the superior weaponry can trade and come out with a numbers advantage on the bomb plant. So you should really send scouts in there.
And the thing is, so I've been watching Entity play on Inferno over the past few days, ESL Masters, and their T-side on Inferno especially has really impressed me. They have some very good set executes. Their defaults are looking very strong on Inferno. And I understand that they don't want to show off their strat book in a matchup that they might feel is not worthy of their level of expertise. But you can't be making such elementary mistakes as like just now walking into a site alone with very little trade potential. It's lucky that XCali is just feeling it right now and finds 2 quick kills, leaving Dobby and
stop doing that.
Just XCali doing XCali things, picking up 3 kills for the round already, and that leaves XLRB all alone in a 1v4 retake. And against the players of this caliber, there we see XCali picking up the 4K. Rounds going back and forth. It's just both the teams just broke each other's backs.
Yeah, and to be honest, like that whole. This round, the downfall started when the opening kill at Banana came. That guy had no point to jump onto the ledge all by himself and get picked off. You know, like there's no reason to play that style on a round where you know they're forcing up or the other team's eco. If you want to play like that, you do a coordinated aggression in Banana, like 2 or 3 guys, you know, and like somebody flashing for you or somebody burning out the barrels, so 3 areas so that you can jump on the ledge, but not just by yourself. Like you basically. That's the opposite of a scout move. But basically what Entity did by not scouting, they're doing the same thing here by unnecessary aggression and losing that eco.
Like that's the thing, right? That's the thing with which I've been seeing with the newer teams that have been coming up recently is that their aim is very good, their movement's on point, but certain basics of teamwork that ought to be drilled into you even while matchmaking. And look at that, Ace just not fearing the most common corner, and XCali does find the trade. But he's getting tagged down really low and will get put down by Dobby. Dobby doing some massive work over there by Banana. That's the entire Banana presence.
Ruby's going to catch this guy off. There's like 2 guys Banana. So if Entity is going to execute soon, they have a chance. But if they wait a bit longer, the rotate should come in. Oh!
Oh!
Nasty shots by Ricky. No business winning this round, and again, it looks like
Okay then, Sai.
okay, Sai doing Sai things. The best player in India by a lot of people's opinion, and he's in a very good place to clutch this.
Yeah, I mean, it's a headshot angle, a very difficult shot to hit from library
Yeah.
as well. It's very tiny margin of error, and Sai needs to make up his mind. I think he's looking for one kill.
Yeah, he's gonna get the kill here.
Ooh.
Almost. If he got that kill, that would have been nasty. You know the other guys as well.
He needs to plant safe. It's not really safe, but
He's gonna win this, I think. He's like playing this really well, yeah.
yeah, and the other team, and wow,
Yeah, he won that.
yeah, I know. And Sai with the 4K again. And the problem again here is basics are missing. You need to coordinate your peaks. I felt that the moment Sai went for the aggression at Boiler, the other teammate should have popped out of library and taken a more
Yeah,
advantageous
for sure.
position, maybe
For
by
sure.
Moto or
Moved into side.
move into side. Something
Yeah.
more proactive rather than that reactive.
Yeah, but that's the round that I think they almost lost. It was a very poor round. Like another forced by almost going to the opposing team, right? So Sai played that clutch really well in the end. Like there's not, like you said, there's a few things the cities could have done better, because anytime somebody wins 1v4, it's usually the fault of the 4, then the brilliance of the 1.
Yeah.
Like that's just given in Counter-Strike, right? But at the same time, the fact that they got to 1v4 is just worrying for Entity. I get it. These are easy opponents. They should just steamroll over them just by holding W and hitting headshots, right? But all of this is like bad habits that they're building, right? Like when they're being this lackluster in executing into sites and doing anti-ecos, that's just going to catch them. That habit's going to creep in again against a top-notch opponent, and they're going to punish you. That's going to be the difference in losing that one round that just breaks the economy and loses you the game, right? So, yeah, it's not like that's a mess up of a smoke here. Like they can't be this unclean as the best team in India, right? If they want to be the best team in India, even against the shittiest of let's be honest, let's be like unknown opponents, right? They should be playing very clean Counter-Strike and using it as an opportunity, as just like a glorified scrim to get stuff better. And he's getting a kill, but he doesn't expect the second guy to be there.
And see, again, this is what I'm saying. These are the basic tenets of Counter-Strike that, like, I understand Entity's mindset right now that they're a lesser known team, they're a new team, they won't be playing clean Counter-Strike. But the plays coming in from Pokey, not that bad. They doubled up, got the trade, then got the drop onto Excali as well. Sai finally does find Predator. And it's down to a 2v3 and Ace evening things up 2v2, but he takes a ton of damage in that altercation as well. So it's not like Ace is in the pink of Ricky, poor trigger discipline there.
Yeah, he should have had that kill. That was his kill. Now he's in trouble. Another 2v2 though. Where, Bandit did the right thing, they had made the right plays, and I think Ace is going to get this kill on Ricky. Ricky's just playing this poorly. Yeah.
So that's
nice flash. That's a nice flash, nice teamwork. Yeah.
That's the mark of a good team, right? Your teammate flashing out for you so you can peek.
Yeah.
See, this is what I'm expecting from Entity, consistency. That even when you're playing lesser teams, you don't necessarily give up on good Counter-Strike, basic Counter-Strike. I'm not saying pull out your strat book, do the fanciest of rotates and fakes that the fanciest of executes, which you're saving up for the better opponents. But these are teams where you want to drill your basics into yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And the fact, okay, you look at what happened at the beginning of the round, right, where Bandit ended up with the advantage. Ace was alone at mid and Ruby was alone in apartments. So that advantage happened because Pokey made some good moves, but that advantage would have happened either way if they just lost the duels. If Ace didn't kill the first guy, there's nobody to trade. If Ruby gets shot by the apartment guy who's playing close, there's nobody to trade, right? So the fact that they're specifically going in one by one, Excali seems to be on point though. He's not missing any shots right now.
It looks like he's DMing right now, but that's the thing with Excali, right? His mechanics are so sound. Like, they've always been the most. He's always been the most mechanically gifted in the Indian scene. It's just his decision making that's been suspect at times. And that's what costs him. Oh, but nice shot on.
These guys have nice pistols.
Yeah, not just nice pistols. Like they have good aim.
Yeah,
and good movement. I'll give that to Bandit 5. Like they have the raw skill. What they're lacking is coordination and team play, and that I can give them a pass on that. They're a new team.
You can't give a pass to Entity for letting the rounds get as close as they are.
Yeah.
They have no excuses. They're a salary team. They paid. They have pretty much an all-star roster in India. By a lot of people's imaginations, an all-star roster. So at this point, the fact that when the other team is forcing, they're losing, they're letting it get down to a 1v4, letting it get down to a 2v2. That's just unclean Counter-Strike. They can make as many excuses as they want. Oh, doesn't matter. It's not a game that matters to us. Blah blah blah. It's easy opponents. And I never really go by those excuses, because you watch a VP or an SK, when they're playing a tier 2 or a tier 3 team, they play it properly. Sure, when they are 10-0 up, 11-0 up, they might do some tomfoolery and mess around a couple rounds and just play YOLO, no respect, right? But they don't do that from round number 3 or 4. They play good Counter-Strike. Only when they know that they're fully in control of the game do they do a little bit of tomfoolery.
And even when they do their tomfoolery, you saw them buy up 5 ops in Mirage, right? The basics are still there. They're still playing the trade game. They're still setting up their defaults.
Yeah.
It'll vary based on their buy, obviously, because it's a very experienced team and all of that. But there's no reason to not play basic Counter-Strike.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that Dobby gets the kill onto Sai, evening things up. I don't know where Sai was peeking though. So
Ricky just needs to stay hidden. They won't expect him to be there because the op just picked somebody from there. And Dobby's doing a good job being a float opper here. He's rotating to banana. I don't know if that's the right rotate. If I was him, I would have rotated into the site. Because let's be honest, Entity has hit shelter 9 out of 10. I mean, the most. They've not really planted in B yet, correct? So they've only taken A. And that should mean that Dobby should be rotating towards A and not B. That much of a read he should have.
When a nice shot coming from Predator play from Pit.
When he gets picked off. I see there's no Dobby to get a trade there.
And now Dobby's been smoked off.
Yeah.
But Ricky. Oh, nice try.
He should have had the second kill there.
Yeah.
This is going to be a tough retake for them because they do have a kit, but the positions, double side is not the best either. So the Molotov might help.
Yeah, and there's literally no retake.
Oof, Ruby had no reason to peek that.
Yeah.
Absolutely no reason.
Now Ace is very low and to clutch out a 1v1. Oh, nice shot coming in from XLRB. See, that's the thing, right? With the new teams, that's what I'm talking about. They have such good aim. But that rotate coming in from XLRB was so late.
Yeah.
And I don't blame him necessarily because it's his teammates playing the A bomb side who need to call the rotate. And I mean, the guy playing Pit already spotted out C4.
Yeah, I think the Dobby has the right idea of being a float opera.
Yeah.
That's a good idea to have. Like, hey, they know I'm here because I got a kill here. Let me go somewhere else where they won't expect me to be. But he just picked the wrong place, Luckily for them, they still got the round. And I think that round was given to them by Ruby's peak.
Yeah.
I think Ruby was in a very shit post-plant position, by the way. Like, there's no reason for him to be there in the first place. Like, my rule of thumb is, like, if you're going into the site with pretty much a numbers advantage, which Entity did kind of go in there, right? You should never have more than one person in the site.
Yeah.
Like the planter +1. That's the max you should be committing to it, even if you have 5 people alive. If you're sending more than that into the site and then not exiting out to better post-plant positions quick enough, then you're messing up.
And look at that. They just picked off 2 players. Dobby getting his second kill for the round. A 2v5 situation all of a sudden. And
yeah, but it's Sai and Xcali. And these are 2 guys who've been actually doing kind of...
the work, the bulk of the heavy lifting.
1v4 and Xcali with multi-kills. Like, this is... I'm only surprised Xcali is going to get a kill here on POC. Okay. That's an interesting angle he's marking.
Yeah.
Oh, I think he would have gotten it as well because POC's considering moving into the site.
Oh, unlucky.
This is a bit scary for me, just having a nade out like that, not even uncocked. See, another mistake Bandit is doing right now is they're still playing aggro on mid, and there's no reason to.
Exactly.
Right here, they might get both of them might get picked off because they're trying to go for the trade.
And that's a nice crossfire they have set up though.
Okay, but see, they're gonna give 3 kills here. Yeah, 1 kill for him. Somebody disconnected.
Yeah, I think that would be
A-star.
A-star.
Yeah. Okay, so then the other thing I want to point out is that while we're waiting for A-star to join back, I didn't really get a good look at what happened at the beginning of the round where those 3 guys got picked off. But my assumption is they came through a smoke.
Yeah.
A city smoke. They ran through a city smoke trying to surprise Bandit 5. Now, simple. Okay, cool. It's a nice risk to take, running through a smoke to catch people off guard if you haven't been doing that. But okay, let's be an ideal. Let me be Sai for a second, right? What has been the point of contact for Entity, and where has it been? It's mostly been mid, and it's been before the 1 minute mark. So do you really think, A-Star has gone there before the 1 minute mark multiple times, right? He's been picked off, sometimes been traded. Do you really think, are you setting up the CTs to not be surprised for the 1 minute? No, more than likely they're more aware and they're more on guard because they're expecting the plays to come around the 1 minute mark. So if you want to do a run through smoke kind of move, you got to do it after the 1 minute mark, right? Or don't do it right now at all. In fact, I would not do it right now then at all because that was a very crucial round. It was a chance to break the CT economy, the chance to reset them, and look at this, Ricky picked up. Oh, Dobby should be hitting those.
And the thing is, there was just a colossal wastage of utility.
They're coming around, they're going to wreck these guys. Predator gets one. Ooh. Predator's locking it down. That's all Predator there. A-Star still in a good spot, but he makes a little bit of footstep walking into library.
Oh, XLRB, just on point. That's the thing, right? You start underestimating your opponents, and then you realize that, okay, they're made of sterner stuff than we thought.
Yeah, I played against Predator in that park. He dropped the 35 bomb on me, so the guy can aim.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that.
I've played against Pokey multiple times, and his aim is on point.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, right? You underestimate your opponents, and then all of a sudden your economy is broken. You've given away 5 rounds, and then you're forced to save, and you never get the momentum back. Yeah.
Like there's a lot of bad calls the entity have been doing, but the worst was the run before, where they were bought up and they decided to run through a smoke at the 1 minute mark and just run into a crossfire. Yeah. Right? Even if you have the best flashes, that's not the best call as an IGL to make. Well, it's a reset round. A reset round has such high importance, enormous importance in the game of economy and Counter-Strike, right? If you have the chance to reset the city, it should be the most well thought out round you should be doing.
And the thing is, so I was talking to Blair about this, and he and I came to a very, look at that aggression coming out. Like,
nice read by Poké.
Yeah.
Oh, but he's gonna get caught by his nades out. This Ricky guy is a bit unlucky with his timings.
Yeah. But gets the kill. I mean, they are against unarmored opponents, so Ricky is just farming up his score right now. And there we go, Poké getting the shot in the back on the side. Oh no, that was little Ricky. And Predator shutting down. The Predator has been a wall. He's been a rock on this.
He's been playing so well, yeah. When he's playing with his teammates, he's good.
Yeah.
When there's somebody to cover his back or trade with him, he's good. When you throw him alone, he's a bit lost. So 5-5 now. Another important round now coming in for Entity. Now I think there must be the 4th round loss bonus at this point. Ruby with just a single kill. The old man anchoring the team. I think he's the oldest player in the team also. And when he doesn't have the op, his effectiveness as a fragger at least goes down considerably. I know that he's considered very effective in other aspects of Counter-Strike, like he has good communication, he helps out with suggestions, he's a secondary or primary IGL, I don't know what the case is. I like this aggression, but I like that he's willing to take these changes of play, but he needs to hit this shot. Oh no.
But here's the thing, right? This is where he made the mistake. He scoped up after he reached there.
Oh, nice spam by
Issa. And this is map awareness.
Yeah.
You should know by this stage that the walls in apartments paper thin.
Yeah.
And you don't necessarily want to be holding the angle that Dobby was holding there. Unnecessarily giving up.
Where did Ricky get picked up is what I'm curious about.
Banana.
That's the other problem. See, if you're doing aggression on one side of the map, you shouldn't be also aggressing at the second side of the map, right? Especially in Inferno. The only time it makes sense to aggress both is when your strategy is to sandwich. Like you're pushing down mid and banana and getting that kind of map control and sandwich, sure. But if you're pushing banana, right, what is that reaction going to be? Every action is a reaction, right? So you're trying to get that map control, so you're pushing the T's into mid.
Yeah.
And at the same time, if you're pushing apartments, right, you're then again trying to funnel the T's in. So you're going to end up hitting more T's because you're trying to basically making all the T's very compact. And if you're just pushing solo, then you're going to get basically traded, which is what happened with A-Star killing Dobby, right?
Predator in the main times chiming up with 2 double kills, or 1 double kill, and that's at least put some rays of hope into this round, going into this round for the CTs. Now a retake situation, 3 good post plants finally.
Yeah, but I think they're going to opt to save here. They have to. He's going for it. That's a bad call. Just go for the save, dude.
I don't know why they're going for this retake.
Yeah, they have to eco now, most likely, because they lost quite a few guns in the other... No, actually, wait. The 10k.
Easily they can buy up. Wait.
Didn't they lose, like...
No, they won 3-4 in a row.
Yeah, but
keeping so many players alive.
Oh, the ecos. I forgot the ecos. I just remember the 2v2 with Predator and Dobby. That's a lot of people they've kept alive. Yeah, they're good to go then. I always felt like Entity was in a lot of clutches for some reason. Because it just
that was the
like
initial few skirmishes. But yeah, clearly again, Entity stepping it up a notch.
Well, Entity didn't step up that round. I mean, Bandit just fed them kills by poor aggression. So I still haven't seen it. I want to see Entity genuinely break a passive Bandit setup. And Dobby's setup and all that. Oh, this gonna get open. Yeah.
This is overconfidence. Why are you peaking a mid-opper who's clearly demonstrated that he's capable of hitting these shots with an AK-47?
Exactly. And now Pog, if he jumps over this, he's going to be stupid. See, when they have numbers advantage, just play the numbers advantage. Don't go for the silly aggressions and jump on the ledge. He gives up banana by himself. That's good game. Because look at the rotation. It's so far away.
Yeah.
What are they trying to do here? They're trying to be quiet, so they fall back to banana. And look at that. Pog dies at banana unnecessarily. It's going to cause a big issue. Dobby is playing smart. He tried to get some info plays at mid there.
Yeah. But this, again, the man advantage unnecessarily relinquished.
Yeah.
There's no need to do that.
No, none at all.
But
he can spot. Like, I'm not saying that I'm not saying be a pussy and go hide in a corner and masturbate, right? What I'm saying is that you can still spot, you can still peek. Just be in an angle where you can easily exit out, you know? You can pull out, so to say. And it seems like it's 6-5. Entity just walking into the side. If I was Bandit right now, if I don't get a kill within the next 10 seconds of the bomb going down, I save all 4 guns. Yeah. Honestly, there's no point forcing this retake. There isn't.
But that's the thing, right? That's the thing that most, not only teams, but even people who
it's a very hard bomb site to retake 4v4. Extremely difficult.
They already lost a gun. They should be falling back right now. There's no reason.
They're committed at this point. They're gonna just give them 3 more guns. Now they're gonna go for the save.
But the smoke's gone.
It's a bit too late.
I don't think.
Ricky
just went ham, and now Dobby's gonna get caught. No.
He keeps the op at least. Yeah. Ricky does some good damage in the end. Yeah.
But the thing is, I don't know why Entity are going for this hunt either. They don't necessarily have the money to give up more rifles. And well, Dobby is going to manage to save his skin essentially. And yeah, money more or less gone for Bandit 5.
Yeah, and like 5 rounds is still pretty decent, I would say. I mean, Inferno is T-sided in my head. The new Inferno.
That's because people are yet to figure out the city side.
Yeah. So 7 rounds is, I mean, for Entity you expected like 11, 12 rounds on the T side. Honestly, you expected the difference between the two teams. You expect that from Entity. Yeah. Entity is trying to be the team that represents India internationally, win the minors, be competitive in the minors and all that. And
Dobby, nice peek from him. Again, getting the man advantage early round.
And he's going to float out immediately. Yeah. And that's what I like Dobby's playstyle. I mean, Predator has good aim and he's solid. Like he can hold an angle and peek it. But Dobby is making the plays on the city side. Yeah. He's creating space. He's got the awareness of where to pick his battles and where he can be the most effective.
I'm not a big fan of the position that XLRB was playing. That's literally a one and done spot.
Yeah.
And I'm not a big fan of...
No, you can only play that spot if you have a teammate supporting. Exactly. It's not a solo spot. And look, I think they're going to get another kill. Yeah, they're going to get 2 more kills now.
Oh, unlucky. Don't push through smoke. Don't be so impatient. That's what I feel, right? Counter-Strike is as much a game about aim as it is about patience and size. Just somebody ban him or
yeah. As soon as Dobby gets that kill in banana, right? Every action is a reaction. So when you talk about utility usage on the city side, when they are playing close mid, right, and things like that, that corner where XLR got caught, that choke point is one of the perfect choke points to throw a Molotov in. It's much better to throw a Molotov there than to throw at mid. Because it's not gonna, people can still jump over it and etc. Over there's no way they're getting to arch. Yeah. They have to wait for the Molotov to disappear. So my reasoning is that, okay, as soon as Dobby gets a kill, I wait 5, maybe 6 seconds and throw a Molotov there. Because the likely reaction of them is to try to even out the numbers somewhere in my side of the map. So I should already be preempting that and throwing a Molotov and keeping the map control. Or think of it another way. Giving enough time for Dobby to rotate with his op and double team with me. Then I can play that silly spot while Dobby ops from library. Yeah. So I can do that at that point. But you have to buy your teammates time to rotate. So if Dobby says, hey, I'm rotating to mid, you do everything to allow him to get there.
But that was a problem with the buy, right?
Yeah.
The CTs forced it up last round and they had no utility whatsoever going into that round.
Exactly. If they had saved, they would have the Molotovs to do the play I just talked about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But See, that's what, like I said, nice shot from Dobby though. So this is what Blair and I were talking about yesterday, is that the first team in Asia that actually figures out the economy game and how to manage it properly is the team that's going to be the best in Asia. Because see, the Asian scene is notorious for absolutely BS aim. Like it's like nutty aim.
Yeah.
Most of our players are just nutty aim stars.
I don't think it's just about the economy. I think the problem's a lot deeper than that. So economy, Asians are bad at economy. We all know that. They force buy a lot. They play YOLO, Counter-Strike a lot. But it ties in. So city side is the problem. Asians don't know how to play city side. They approach it like, oh, I'll just go hold my spot and get the kills and work with my isolated person in that bomb site. No. It's a 5v5 sport. It's not a 2v5, 1v5 and a 2v5 if you're playing a 2-1-2 setup, so to say. But that's how they play it, right? And that's why it kind of ties down with economy, because economy is so much harder on the city side. So a team that's bad on city side and has poor economy game ends up being really poor overall, right? And that's what most Asian teams are. It's a dual fold problem there. If they were good on city side, then the economy game will automatically improve as well.
And now 2 quick kills going the way of Team Bandit 5, and they have a man advantage. Questioning.
Nice peek by Predator.
Predator. Somebody stop this guy. Dude, he's... Like I was saying, his individual game sense when he knows his back is covered.
Yeah.
It's pretty on point. His peaks have been extremely
I like the player. I think they're the two cornerstones of this lineup. Predator and Dobby.
Yeah. With
the AWP and the rifle, they seem to be the ones doing all the work. And these guys are no pushovers either, Ricky and XR. I think Pork has been the one that I think might have made the most mistakes so far.
No, it was, I think XLRB who got caught in the one and done spot.
That was bad as well, but not as bad as Pork pushing down Banana and giving up a numbers advantage, right? See, like one and done spot is still alright for me. But creating and choosing to do something that you should not be doing at all is a much graver mistake in my book.
But yeah, 9-6 on the first half.
Yeah.
Not a bad showing at all, because it could be more due to the fact that Entity weren't expecting such a level of competition. They were expecting it to be a...
Possibly.
Yeah. But I'm a bit worried now, because Entity's CT side on
Inferno
is not the best.
It's not. Okay. But then, I don't know if Bandit 5 has any T side. Let's see.
We'll see. Yeah.
The one worry I have, right? The 2 star players, Predator with 13 frags and Dobby with 13 frags, right? Looking at their playstyle. Now, Dobby, I feel like could do some damage once he gets the AWP. Yeah. That's if he gets the AWP on the T side. Predator's playstyle is very much a solid CT assault player. He doesn't he holds angles. He's not the entry fragger, so to say.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, a 3-man stack and just a banana rush coming out. Just getting rickrolled here. 4v2. And yeah, this is got wrecked.
See, that's the thing, right? As a team, say if I were to IGL Bandit 5, I would never suggest my team go for a straight up aim duel with the likes of Ace, Excali, Sai.
You can take banana on a pistol round. It's very effective.
You can.
But you just need the right flashes. Yeah. You can't just run up there at long range with Glocks. You need some early flashes.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. These guys just took straight up aim duels.
Yeah.
Would never do that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
There was one player who bought a smoke and 2 flashbangs.
He didn't throw any of that. He just died.
Yeah. So that's the thing, right? You flash over so your teammates can peek.
Yeah. Like this, typically, you should do it by spawn.
Yeah.
So, obviously not the first few guys pushing up.
Beautiful pop flash coming out from Sai though.
Yeah, I think he's gonna get multi kills here. Easy peasy.
Yeah. And see, this is the difference between. Oh, okay. I eat my words.
No, his teammate should have flashed for him there. And no reason for Ace not to push in like that. But anyway, it works out for Entity in the end. It's like watching a game of football where, in the gully football where everybody just chases after the football, instead of holding their positions and playing the right kind. So yeah, they saw where all the T's were and everybody just converts on them like frag hungry pros.
As I was saying, right, about Sai, he played that well. He got the info mid. He saw that he's gonna get overrun. He pop flashed, and that pop flash was so good. Yeah. It blinded 4 out of the 5 players coming in.
Yeah. No, see, the thing is, let me pretend to be Sai there. Okay, he's like, okay, I'm pop flashing mid. Oh, there's 4 here, right? I got to kill at mid. I'm falling back. to outside library, right? At that point, whoever is shelter guy or his side guy or whatever was there, right? This is a throwaway round anyway. So whoever was there, basically their job is to say, okay, I'm flashing above library. I'm flashing for you, peek again. Like that, their job is to take initiative then at that point with communication and set up Sai again, right? And so if Sai takes out a flashbang at that high risk, high danger position, there's a very good chance he'll get caught with his pants down.
Yeah.
So when he says, I've fallen back to behind library, at this level, at the level the entity wants to be, their teammate should instantly be like, okay, I'm flashing for you, pick again.
Yeah.
Sai should need to ask for that also. So I would not blame Sai dying there on him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, I was praising Sai for the presence of mind.
But when he died eventually, he shouldn't be dying.
That was poor team play.
Yeah. I would say like a lot of people will be like, oh, why? They'll be like, why didn't Sai fall back to the side? Why was he reloading there? No. That's his teammate not flashing for him and not setting him up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sadly, no op out onto Dobby. I want to see how he plays a rifle round as opposed to his opping. Like, he's a pretty aggressive opper. A very smart one at that. That was plenty obvious by the way he played the CT side. Now I'm curious to see what he does with the rifle. Okay, where is he aiming though?
The stack. He's scared of the stack, the op stack. Like, let's see. I mean, they have full banana control here, so.
And see, this is the thing, right? This is what you were talking about. The CTs are aggressing up banana, but they've relinquished apartments control.
Yeah, they're playing passive. You can't be aggressive on both sides of the map.
No, so what this is ensuring is that because of the pressure they're applying from one side, they're forcing the T's.
Squeezing the T's into
a crossfire.
A very good passive crossfire.
Yeah.
An effective one.
Exactly.
If you just stay mid and arch, it's not an effective crossfire because one smoke and it's not a crossfire anymore, right?
Yeah.
That's not the case with sight and pick.
But Sai just
giving that out. He had no reason to do that.
Yeah, that was a poor play from him.
There's not a guaranteed pop flash or anything, and look at this. I think they know where Ace might be as well.
This is the most common spot. You can just come out pre-firing, but Pokey missing that pre-fire. But Predator cleaning up. Already 3 kills for him in the round, and now Ace started. Will they be expecting him to be?
No, I don't think they will.
Yeah,
that's a nice luck by him.
He might just get the Sparkle's ninja diffuse in.
Does he have a kit? No, he doesn't have a kit.
He
so he can't go for the ninja. He will point out where all the enemies are.
Oh, but unfortunately, Predator on the ace. Will he get the kill onto Excali? And Ricky, the ace stealer. But that's alright. Predator with a huge 4K that round. He opened up the site single-handedly almost.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So I was wrong. I take back my word. I thought he would not be a good entry fragger with the AK, but clearly he can do that as well. This guy's an all-rounder. Yeah. Pretty impressed by him so far.
TMG tryouts?
I mean, I'm not in charge of TFG or their tryouts anymore. That'll be down to Ux. There's always enough mess-ups in that team for a rotating door of roster shuffle, so... They're never content with the starting 5, so they'll find another reason to try somebody else out. Look at this.
He gets one, but they're instantly shut down there. Yeah, they're not expecting this mid-aggression. They were caught off guard.
Yeah, and to be honest, this is the right move by Entity.
Yeah.
To instead of being intimidated by such a clean run that the B5 pulled on them, right? They're like, let's not get scared of that. Let's take the fight right back at them and double the aggression. And it was a good call by Sai there to make that.
I am loving what A-Star's doing right now. Like this is what you were talking about. You get map control somewhere so that you can relinquish it somewhere else. But Ricky, the one spot he doesn't check, it's Murphy's Law.
Yeah. Exactly. So, and that time they did the double aggression. Like I said, there's a few instances where double aggression makes sense. They pushed mid and banana.
Yeah.
That's one of the few instances because you are literally converging as a team. It's almost like an A split. Like you're doing like a terrorist A split basically.
But the other thing was, if you noticed, the moment they got the man advantage, they fell back. They pushed up banana so they don't relinquish that map.
But A-Star stayed forward.
Yeah, A-Star stayed at T-spawn and he got a very important kill, and now they know exactly where the last person is, and now he's going to get pincered. And that's the thing I want the viewers to take away from this, is that if you're going to show aggression, it has to be tempered. It cannot be unbridled. It cannot be YOLO.
No, so basically there has to be like any move you're making, right, in Counter-Strike, any decision is with a solution in mind.
A bigger picture.
Yeah, a bigger picture, right? So let's say within the microcosm of a round itself, when you opt to do aggression, the result you want to come out of that is a little bit of map control, but primarily you want to get a numbers advantage. Once you get the numbers advantage, you play normal Counter-Strike. You don't need to keep pushing, right? That's basic fundamental. There's some instances, obviously, where pushing makes more sense, but that's the fundamentals of Counter. You're running through the smoke now, and you'll be just wrecking them with 3 kills.
And now I think at this point B5 is just like falling apart.
Yeah, I think they've come to the end of their ability against Entity. When, as soon as Entity realized that, hey, we can just push the action on these guys on City.
There. You've gotten 2 kills. Fall back.
That's how I gets the last one. It was a pretty clean run in the end. 2 kills for Ricky. 14-7 now to Entity. So I was saying, yeah, within the microcosm of the round, for sure, the goal is to get a numbers advantage, right? Within the microcosm of the half, right, say 5-6 rounds in, then you're telling a story at that point. So when you're telling a story, it's very important to pick the rounds you're aggressing. Oftentimes, it's a lot better to do it early, as CT, like Entity did. Entity did it in the first gun round, or second gun round, rather. It was first because they had bought arms in the one before that, right? So it's a good time to do that, and that's always been my mantra as well, because now the T's are always in their back foot. They're expecting this level of aggression. Like this, they're doing it again on the second crucial gun round, and they're going to win it again. So they're expecting this level of aggression. That's already pinning the T's back. And they're just going to get wrecked. They have no map control at this point.
Yeah.
And at the same time, they're forcing the T's to say, use more utility, play a little bit slower, which allows you, say when you're not playing aggressive, to throw your smoke a bit later, to save your flashes for when they're executing. You know, it's just this, by doing aggression on the first gun round, second gun round, you've set that precedent. Excuse me.
But here's what I feel, right? What Entity is doing right now, they're only getting away with it because they are playing against a more disorganized unit.
Fair. But at the same time, right, I completely agree with that statement. At the same time, what they're doing is still good Counter-Strike. So even against an organized unit, it might not be as clean as this, but they might come away with an advantage. Because a mid banana push, the way they're doing it, is good.
See, because I'll tell you what. So, a few days back, it was Entity versus Risky.
Yeah.
It was Inferno.
Okay.
Entity won 11 rounds on the T half.
Okay.
It was 11-4 on the switch.
Yeah.
And they tried this with Risky, and
City
they
side.
got put down. Like I won't even mince my words when I say they got put down. They won 1 round doing this, and then Risky were like, okay, come back first.
5 guys, they got 3 kills just now.
Yeah. A-Star just cleans up the
16-7.
16-7. Alright, a lot. Well, I'll say this: much better than what I was expected. Much better than what I had expected. From Bandit 5 there, because
something's happening with the there we are.
Yeah, there we are. So like I said, a lot better showing than what I'd expect from coming out from Bandit 5 there.
Yeah.
They showed potential. This is a team that shows potential. Some really good talent. Predator.
Predator's good. Predator's solid. T side, City side, did his job, played Shelter really well. Was the entry point on Shelter and Apartments and did his job pretty well. You know, Dobby on the City side of the floating op was really solid. We didn't get to see much on the T side. It was quite one-sided. You know. But yeah, it comes back. This game is more, for me, it's just like a bit of a mild disappointment with Entity. Because I expect so much more from them. They're a professional team, they're salaried. I'm not saying it's, they gave out 7 rounds. It's just the attitude on the way they play. It should just be cleaner, you know. They should, like, even if it's 7 rounds, it could have been a lot worse. Because they won forced buys, they won 1v4s with Sai, they won 2v2s a couple times, right? All the clutches went in their favor for the most part, right? And if those rounds went the other way, then we are talking about a 16-12, 16-13 scoreline, right? I'm not saying the Entity was ever in a place to lose it, but that's not good signs for a team who wants to be best in India and compete with the Asians and stuff, right? Like, you can't expect to be giving away 12, 13 rounds against nobodies.
I agree, and like the fact that they had to actually start trying towards the end of it just goes to show that Bandit 5, you're a team with potential. Like,
that's true. On the flip side,
you need to work a little bit more. Not a little bit, I'll be honest. You need to work a lot more on your team play, getting the basics of team play. Your setups, your default setups on the terrorist sides. On the terrorist side, were quite shabby, to be honest. That is that's not how you set up defaults on Inferno.
But to be honest, right? Inferno is a new map.
Yeah.
It's very hard. It's a default map, I agree. But it's very hard to come up with defaults on Inferno that cover all the bases, in the sense that cover aggression as well. Because it's one of the best maps to see the aggression.
Yeah.
Right? So, and they're a new team.
Yeah.
A new team on a new map with the base default. I don't blame them so much, because they couldn't handle entities mid banana push, which is what wrecked them in the end,
yeah.
right? So I think that's something they'll learn with time. Basically, it's not about being surprised by it. That's step one. Step two is how to quickly react to it. Yes. So as soon as the mid push starts happening, the guys second mid, for example, right? They start throwing flashes over. Or they start creeping underneath the sewers, the gutter, the gutter, to like surprise the T's pushing down or whatnot, right? So just small, or you just be like, okay, I was gonna say F it, fuck it, F it, just like give up the T spawn completely, and basically let them have the control. We just group up and just walk into apartment. Just group up and walk play somewhere. Just group up. Let them sit at the bottom of mid, the three of them. What is weaker because of that? Apartments is weaker, right? So you just go apartments and just creep up apartments and explode. The reaction wasn't there. I'm surprised, and now there's chaos.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See, and why we're suggesting this to you is not to put you down or anything. It's just that we see potential. You have the aim. You can
couple of them.
Predator, Dobby, even Ricky, even Pokey. All of you exhibited very good aim in this first map. So you have that going for you. And I see that the second map is going to be Mirage. That's yet another one of Entity's stronger maps. I would also suggest you do a little bit of opposition research before going in for the pick bans.
No, the thing is, they as much as you can know that it's one of Entity's best map, the reality is most Indian new teams, their best map tends to be Mirage and Cash as well. So they just have to play. They can't play trains and nukes and overpasses. That's like, they have no idea on how to play that map.
That's
they
the end game, basically.
Yeah, they might not even have names for positions on those maps, right? So that's going to be like throwing 5 pub players in there.
Yeah. And also, I saw just one default coming out from you in Inferno. Have a couple of more that accounts for aggression, that accounts for delayed pushes, mid-round aggression, stuff like that. I know it's a lot to ask, especially from a new team, but it's if you're going to take this seriously, is what I'm saying. You need to put in the man hours. You can't just get 5 good aimers or 5 good puggers and start playing together and expect results at the highest tier, even of local Counter-Strike. This is very much a local Indian tournament. And the teams you will face later on as the tournament progresses, they're going to get progressively better, more organized, more drilled. And that's when the cracks start showing in the pug heavy style of play.
I mean, like, you talk about for new teams, right? It's a long stretch for them to think about coming up with dry run strats and imitating the pros and having insane pistol rounds and all that. But like you said, like, improve your default, right? And I can give some advice on that. Like, a lot of people think, default's quite easy. It's just like, put 5 people here and you work areas. Actually, there's like 5-7 rules actually that make up a good default, right? Like, number one is map control. Obviously, you're seeking some map control. Let's take Inferno for an example. As most defaults will try to take banana and apartments control. So that's, any good default is doing both of them or one of them. Okay, depending on how the enemy is playing, right? The second is that it has to be dynamic enough that you have the option to hit A and you have enough smokes for it, and you have the option to hit B and you have enough smokes for it. So in the early stage, if you're using up your smokes incorrectly, you execute smokes incorrectly, then you're not doing a good default, right? Third is you should be able to change the pace of it. This is usually a very tricky one, because a default by definition becomes repetitive. It becomes systematic, and it becomes readable, right? These guys will always hit at 40 seconds. They will always engage mid at 1 minute. They'll always try to take banana control at 120, right? How do you change that pace while still make it look like a default, right? So it's basically 3 and 4 together, where it's like you mask the default so it looks like it's the same every round, which can be done by smoking top mid and Inferno every round. You just do that every round. Just smoke top mid Inferno every round, throw 1 flash at banana. So the banana guys can't aggress. Now, when you have just those 2 things every round, then the city is already guessing. Now, you can rush banana, you can rush mid, you can rush apartments, you can play slow, but the cities know. Cities know unless they go on info play, right? So that's 4 and 5. there has to be room for individuality. That's another problem. Like some in-game leaders think that a default has to be very rigid and structured. If we get a kill here, then we're going to do this. If we get a kill, no, that's not how CS:GO works. Your top players should have the freedom within the default to make a difference. But within the default, they should not have the freedom to go anywhere in the map and do whatever they want, and everybody else is just around them. Because then you're basically not playing in a team of equals, right?
Also, I think it's down to the IGL to identify what players play which positions to the best of their abilities and what roles they fit into. It's not like, say, if I'm an opper, say I op well on Mirage, I op very well on Mirage, that I'm given the op in every map. No, it has to be situational. These are things, now why we're talking about this is that these are things that you want to get into as you get deeper into the game. And if you're taking it seriously, I would behoove you to listen to what this man has to say. He is the authority on Indian Counter-Strike. He's the brightest mind I have ever spoken to or interacted with.
Thank you.
Also my boss.
Yeah. You have to always put that disclaimer in there. Yeah.
But still, I'm not faffing around. It's true.
I know it's true.
Yeah.
I'm not going to toot my own horn. I have a massive ego, so I know
modesty is his...
At least within this region, within India.
And it comes from experience. He's not talking out of his backside either. Like, he's played everywhere. He's played in North America. He's played in Singapore. He's played in the Asian scene as well as the NA scene. So he knows what he's talking about. He's been exposed to
not in CS:GO, unfortunately. I was too old.
1 point. That's Source
1.6. Yeah.
See, no matter what iteration of CS you've played, the basics don't change. It's like learning to code in C++ and then moving on to Python. Your algorithms won't change. The logic won't change. It's just the format.
Exactly.
Yeah. So.
Going back to one thing that people forget about in a default, and this is a secondary tip for IGLs, is if you're an IGL, you'll notice that if your team is struggling with going in one by one, not listening to your call, not being cohesive while entering, you can just fix that by calling a time. So all you gotta say is like, okay, we're gonna, whatever, some stuff is happening around, we're gonna hit mid. Don't just say we're gonna hit mid. Because there might be a guy end of banana, end of apartment, say we're gonna hit mid at 40 seconds. They look at the clock, they say it's 50 seconds. Now they know exactly, I can only walk this distance because I need to run the rest if I'm gonna be ready with the team by 40 seconds. So them just making calls, we're gonna hit mid at 40, we're gonna fake mid at 40 seconds and execute on B at 35 or 20. Just adding that timer just gives this internal coordination for the rest of your team. If they also go by the clock, then they'll automatically be more cohesive. And it's there's the smallest change you gotta do in your calling habits, and you get such a big return from it.
All right, guys, we're going live with the second map. It is going to be on Mirage, Team Bandit 5 versus Entity Esports. Knife round's going live, so let's see. Obviously, the goal here is to win and start CT side, right? Yeah. It's Mirage. So let's see what fancy knife strats await us.
Let's look at this. They're gonna go for. I guess if they win the knife, they're gonna go for CT side, right? Entity.
Yeah,
most likely. And then it's gonna be pretty easy peasy for them. I'm guessing.
They got the knife. So they're gonna switch. I'm hoping. Yeah, they're gonna switch. And any predictions for this map?
I expect. Let me think. As much as A-Star sucked last game, I think he's gonna come back. He's a very good Mirage player, and I know the kind of player him and Ace are. They like to basically what I call naked lurk, which is like no smoke, no flash, just walk out of lower ramp. They like to naked lurk, and I think that's something that's gonna surprise Bandit 5 quite a bit. Unless Predator's playing the A side, then maybe they have a chance. He might not get surprised by Ace and A-Star. I just need to know who's going to be the one who's naked lurking. I think he's the guy who's going to
make the difference, as you say. Yeah.
But they're signing city side, so on the city side it's going to be Sai. It's going to be the Sai show. Sai and Excali show as usual, like it was in the last game.
Yeah, Sai is op on Mirage. It's something to be feared.
Yeah,
like legitimately feared.
Don't let him get the op. If he has the op, your smoke game better be on point. Yeah. Or he's gonna punish you guys. Yeah.
All right. So one kit onto A-Star and everyone else with the armor. Okay then, Sai. Starting things off with a sweet decapitation of Ricky, then rattling a few shots. Oh, he might just get run down. That does.
They didn't expect them to run through the smoke.
But Ace just counter aggression there. I like this. They're countering aggression. They're fighting fire with fire, essentially. And Ace finding the kill onto Dobby, down to a 2v2. But there's already a quick flank that's come in.
Ace is a good job lurking into... And now it's an entity-sided hold.
Now this is curious. Now, essentially, the T's have to retake the site from the CTs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Predator left in a 1v2 situation. He's taking damage from two sides. He needs to fall back and reevaluate his approach. There's still a lot of time he has to play with. There's still almost a minute left on the clock. He doesn't need to force the issue. He can literally run all around the map and come back.
He's only got 16 bullets now. If I was him, to be honest, I would not even make... This is completely true, okay? If you just literally stay silent against a team like any top Indian team, they start panicking.
Yeah.
And they start making missed calls. And they're like, oh, he's flanking, and they'll just mess up and they'll just outdumb each other and give you the game. So all Predator needs to do is go sit in the dark corner and dream for a little bit, make it 15 seconds left, and one of Ace or Excalibur would push in and make it a 1v1. Yeah. Guaranteed. That's what would have happened.
Wow.
Yeah.
I shall keep that in mind while I'm casting them tonight, I think. No, wait, not tonight. Tonight is Brutality in ESL.
Brutality is not a team. Brutality is a 3-man crew who has a rotating door of 4th and 5th man. So the 3-man is very strong. The core is very good teamwork, chemistry, comms. But when you don't have a stable 5, you're always going to struggle to be the best in India. And it's the same problem with TMG. It's the same problem with TMG as well. That because they also don't have a stable 5, right? They're constantly changing plays around because a lot of people have commitments like work and studies. It's going to be hard for them to... they could get an upset win against Entity. They could get an upset win against D2D. Maybe even in a BO3. But it'll never be consistent. When you say best team in India, that means you're consistently winning. Yeah. Right? So that only comes with a stable 5 and regular practice.
Oh, now gonna check corners and Excali is just gonna mow them down already on a 2-kill. Okay, A-Star with the swag 7 does get put down by Predator. The Predator is really low. He goes down to Sai. Now it all comes down to Dobby. Sai is internally bleeding though. He has 5 HP, so he should be looking to fall back, play as passive as possible.
You just go hide in a corner.
Yeah.
I always say hide in a corner, but that's what you should be doing. Rippy. And he's getting spammed as well by Excali, I think.
Yeah. Or it might be Sai. No, it's Sai who's spamming him. And Excali jumping around the corner and gives Dobby a brand new haircut to take home. Beautiful. Textbook anti-eco there.
No.
Actually, no.
Why did Excali push? That annoyed me. There's no reason for him to push. I know I'm nitpicking here, but there's no reason for him to push. Ribby had fallen back into underpass. If Ribby was sitting there and engaging him, then sure, push and trade. At that point, it was a 1v1. Sure, he's eco, sure, he's Deagle, armor, whatever, but why give them the second kill?
No, so that's the thing, right? I think that's where the no respect plays come into the picture. Decision making is suspect.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't see the no respect plays from top teams against tier 2, tier 3 teams. Only after they're like 9-10 rounds up.
Team kill and Sai getting a double kill and A-Star getting a double kill. Alright, that round barely lasted 10 seconds. Story of my love life, but...
You should play by play cast this round. I'm going to stay out of the analysis. I'll give the analysis at the end of the round. Just try to make this round exciting because it's very hard for me to get motivated. So I need like some motivation from my co-caster.
Alright, fine.
Yeah. For games like this, it's very hard for me to like bring out the analysis.
Cool. So I shall be taking over. Alright, the first gun round comes in from Team Bandit 5. Op out onto Dobby and Op out onto Sai. This is going to be an interesting duel. And A-Star, look at that, thundering up mid. Predator seems to be aware of this push though and does get the headshot onto A-Star, but Ribby getting the trade in instantly. Down to a 4v4 and Pokey, XLRB and Ribby have taken quite a lot of damage and Excali finding the kill onto Dobby. That's the Op down already. Things going from bad to worse and Ribby gonna find yet another. Ricky just caught in no man's land. No trades coming in whatsoever. Sai rattling off a shot there towards high mid, but finding nothing but air. There we go, Sai returning the favor and Ribby with the quick kill on to Pokey as well. That round yet again a very fast round. So as I was saying, this is NTT's map pick.
Yeah, and very solid.
You can clearly see that Team Bandit 5 have a lot of work to do. That mid control play was exactly that. It was very reminiscent of the calls that Marshall was making against Team I think it was Rage. There's just no trade potential. 2 people aggress high mid too quickly for the pan underpass to come and help support them and aid in the mid.
Also, they're committing like 5 guys to mid. The T's are, and if you have to literally go like 3 should be the maximum because you need control other parts of the map, you know. But at max you go 4. But even with 5 people and the smokes are so poor that it makes entity look really good, you know. It just makes entity look really good. But no, they had. I want to know what shot Excali hit on the Opera. That surprised that with an ump. It must be a long range one tap.
And A-Star is just no respect. Finds the guy. No one's watching flank, but Ricky with a good shot onto A-Star. But Ace in the meantime has gotten another kill. Man advantage back with the CTs. I don't know why they're unnecessarily aggressing at this point. Like, you've got the man advantage. Fall back. You were doing this on Inferno. They were giving much more respect to Team Bandit 5 on Inferno than they're showing right now.
Yeah, and I think it's also because of. In the end, they had CD aggression work out for them, so they're just kind of going by the same mantra for this map as well. Looks like a clean 5-0. Now this is a very quick 5-0. I think all the rounds have lasted max to max like a minute.
Yeah. And see, this is what I don't understand either. Yeah, and they've kept like 4-5, 4-5. Only the pistol round seeing 3 people fall.
Yeah.
And this is what I don't understand. Team Bandit 5. Now that you've seen that Entity are not going to give you respect, they're going to push you. How do you change your setup? Because you can't be constantly pushing 2 players mid and
you have 2 choices, right? You set a trap.
Yeah.
Wait for the push, and you set a good enough trap. Like, you basically not even just like, wait and hold angle, but you even time a flash.
Yeah.
So you should know the internal flashes of the map. Okay, when a CT pushes mid and it comes to top mid, it's say 1 minute 20 seconds. Let's throw a pop flash and peek out twice at the same time. If nothing, we hold angles again. You set a trap, or you just Vortex plow an area. You just send literally 4 guys, but throw as many flashes as possible. Use everything possible, not to get the bomb side, just to get the kills.
But look at that Predator with 2 quick kills. Finally does go down to the op of Sai. But Ricky in the meantime has made his way into connect. Oh, he makes some noise, I think. But no, I don't think Sai has heard it, and he cannot whiff those. And Sai also taking his own sweet time to get that shot back in. But A-Star on that flank though. This could be a huge play. He spotted out bomb. All he needs to do is just sit tight and tap away his Dobby, leaving Ricky all alone in 1v2. But Ricky gets one. Can he get the last kill onto Excali and lands the headshot? Ricky with the clutch there. Good shooting. Good shooting there.
Yeah, good shots.
Yeah.
Entity making him look very good though.
Yeah. Again, A-Star should have called his peak, and Excali should have peaked at the same time, because he's exposed on top of stairs there.
Or he doesn't have to call his. I mean, yeah, that's good, right? That's good. But after Esa gets the first kill, Esa knows he's given his position away, right?
Yeah.
So Ricky's going to be coming out expecting him in that general area.
Yeah.
So all Esa needs to do is fall back a little bit, let Ricky do a fake peek. Right? Ricky peeks, it's clear. Then the peak should come, because then the chance of even A-Star dying is lower. Right? The chance of them winning 2-0, 2 versus 0, is higher than a 1v1.
Yeah.
In the situation you're calling, Asa would die and Excali would finish him up. They still win the round. But again, you should always go for the maximum economy bonus. And that's when you say that they played it poorly or they played it well.
Predator
just walks out of the smoke and almost going to get 2 more kills.
And he gets 1 more. And he should not.
Sai's missing shots.
Yeah. Sai's still not warmed up. But I think Predator's done his job for the round there. He's gotten 2 kills. Ricky getting the kill onto Excali. Down to a 1v3 for Ace. He should do as much economic damage.
No, he should be. They have enough money. He should be going for exit kills.
Yeah.
He should be going for kills. If he can kill, if he kills...
one more player,
they're in trouble. Yeah.
But Dobby just too smart. I've really been impressed by this op on Dobby, because he's playing it smart. He knows that
it's a good 1-2 punch combo.
Yeah.
Him and Predator.
Predator's just gone all exploding out on the bomb site, he went ham that round. 3 entry kills.
So Dobby you can tell from his floatingness in Inferno and that he's got the game sense to read the opponents to a certain degree. He's a high risk rotator as well. So as long as Predator keeps hitting the entries and keeps opening up the sites, that's when Dobby's op is going to shine. If Predator gets shut down, then Dobby is nowhere to be found either. Like, it's very tied together. There has to be some kind of rotation forced, and that's what Dobby exploits usually.
Okay, then A-Star getting the kill on XLRB, but gets naded into oblivion in return. Pokey should have heard Sai making a lot of noise there by Sniper Nest. In the meantime, Predator is just gonna walk out, gets the shot. Predator, oh, this is a bad habit that a lot of players have, and he's in a very bad position. There can be peek from two angles at the same time.
They know there's at least two. Dobby gets a kill on side as well. They know there's at least two cities there. So
if I were the bomb right now,
yeah, I know he would have gone. I should have gone B. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah. There's at least two guys there, so the bomb rotating back to A just confuses me. But they're taking enough time. See again, honestly, if Bandit just doesn't make a peep screen and just sits, Entity will give them a kill. I'm telling you. Or they're gonna just make it into a numbers advantage for you without a worry. The fact that they're just walking up here, they're not. Don't throw anything. Just walk out. Trust Prashant. Just walk out, and you're gonna get the kill. He's gonna peek out. At least get the trade, please. Oh my god. As soon as they threw their Molotov and stuff,
yeah, he knew.
Then they knew where they're coming from. Just walk out and just kill him. Honestly, it would have worked.
Like, you don't even need to walk out just then. Just wait for 20 seconds.
Yeah, wait for 20 seconds and he might have peeked out.
Yeah.
He might have hesitated. There was enough time to play with, basically. And trust me, like when you're playing against these so-called top teams in India, as long as you play the time in 2v2s, 3v3s, you'll be surprised how many times they give up the advantage. Just play the time. They're not used to being patient. They get very fidgety.
I shall use this for my next pug against these guys. Not that will last that long, but still. If we do...
In pugs, they might just rush you.
Yeah. No, not might. They will.
Oh, that was close.
Yeah, but Sai's missing a lot of easy shots. Like, for his standard, a lot of easy shots.
And smoke comes up. Ace is always the first guy to engage, if you've noticed.
I feel A-Star is one of the very trigger-happy players, and there we go. Sai getting the first kill, Ace getting the second. XLRB and Predator. Predator has been the most influential player on the T side as of now. He's been the one opening sights up. But now Dobby with the AK kill. Excali in the meantime finds the kill.
How did Pog get into kitchen? Surprising.
It's best not ask these questions.
Where did he get into kitchen from? From B? Not even sure. Because it's clearly not from short B. But that just leaves like...
I think he literally walked up a van and into the site.
Yeah, literally from B.
Wow, that is just a tremendous leak in that Entity B side defense. If
a more dangerous player getting into kitchen like that...
Killed everybody.
Would have gotten multi-kills easy.
Yeah.
6-2, so 7-2 very soon.
Yeah,
I think should save. There's no reason for him to do anything else here.
Yeah. But I think like the mentality here is that I'd rather get the kill reward than not get it. Because the next round's anyway going to be an eco and I'm going to die and not have money.
Having that AK can do more damage next round with your teammates being alive. Oh my god. Exciting is
He won't. Because Dobby is not being patient here.
7-2 and 0 people alive. I would have liked that AK just so you could see. With your teammates there's a chance of creating something. You know, in a 1v4, just with the AK, not so much. But hey, your teammate throws a flash for you, now your AK is that much more powerful, you know? So, I would have waited till the next round. But let's see. And this is going to be 8-2. It's going to be another eco.
But like, see, given the money situation right now, it's like... They'd be hard-pressed to even buy up a flash this round. Look at like, but then they have upgraded their pistols, which I don't necessarily feel is the right option.
Yeah, it's not the right call.
Ooh, but the headshot onto Ricky through the box is going to be internally bleeding on 3 HP. Predator and Pokey go down. It's a mess by A-Ramp right now. They're just lining up for him, and Ribby and Ace are just farming that match IR right now. And there we go. Final just spraying away. Somehow Ribby dies.
I know a lot of people laughed at that spray. A lot of people within the scenes laughed at that spray. I'm pretty sure Observer laughed at that spray as well.
Yeah, you could hear him.
Yeah.
You were like, why can't he spray like that when he's playing against us?
Well, no. He was his teammate, so they all call him... I think they all make fun of Ribby's reactions for being old and slow. Something similar to mine. So when you see a spray like that, it's very good ammunition for them to continue pulling his leg.
I'd hate to be in Ribby's shoes right now. I mean, because the man does make some good decisions from time to time. Yesterday,
he's an experienced player.
Yeah, he's a very experienced player, and that's where the value, that's where his value comes into it. He's not the heaviest, hardest hitter. He's not the most aggressive opper. Forget most aggressive. I don't think he's that good as an opper. Yeah.
And look at that. Cali is opping, huh? It feels like Sai is trying to take a page off Cloud9 and where have like him and Excali beat as 2v2k and automatic and basically do everything from opping to rifle to entry to playmaking, everything.
Ricky though. Oh, Excali just showing that little bit of presence, noticing that smoke was way off.
Predator getting the trade instantly, like he's solid that way.
Yeah.
But gets picked off.
I
Dobby.
mean, I'll be honest. Predator has impressed me. Dobby in the meantime has come out to sandwich, but
Ribby knew he was there.
yeah, Ribby saw him cross, and the pre-fire just too much for Dobby to handle at that point. 9-2 to NTD on their CT side of Mirage. This looks like it's gonna be over quickly, folks.
Yeah, and the rounds were not that close. It's not like Inferno.
Yeah.
It was not at all like Inferno. In this game, NTD was fully in control from round 1 to round 11 now. The rounds that Bandit won were also won on sheer individuality.
Yeah.
Like Ricky winning that map and Predator getting a 3k by running out of a smoke. Mm-hmm. So literally, there's nothing from Bandit Fire as a team that should even guarantee them 2 rounds. Right? So this has very much been an NTD show.
Sai, that flick though. And
Dobby gets a kill.
no scope, lands the no scope as well. Sai is just, he was a bit rusty going towards the beginning, but now he's just feeling it. But Dobby picks up the M4, gets the kill on the side, down to a 3v. Well, wow, okay. Dobby still managing to do damage, and he's on 4 points of health. Not that it matters at this point, but any amount of economic damage you can inflict is always a good thing. To a CT side. Oh, will he clutch this?
Oh no, I think Excali knows where he is.
Yeah, I think he saw him.
Excali knows he's very low also. But C4 still dropped. Ooh.
And there's a minute left on the clock. How are these rounds getting over so quickly?
If Dobby had picked up the C4, he would have won the round already.
Yeah. But
Can Excali hear him?
Now he can.
Should walk. Walk, Dobby. You have enough time, Dobby.
Okay, I think Excali is also just far enough away for him to not be able to hear.
But now Excali's made it.
Yeah, the timing. Oh my god, the timing. But he still thinks he's an ace. This is like a typical comedy of errors kind of a situation. Like you can hear the troll music and Dobby managing to clutch that out. Ace clutch for Dobby on 5 HP. Holy, someone give this man a raise.
Very good idea of rotations.
Yeah.
Like that's his key set.
Yeah.
He's so much better after the action.
Yeah.
So even though it was a 1v5 or whatnot in the end, right, he's just a lot more comfortable in those situations. And yeah, he played that brilliantly in the end. I think he used the C4 almost as a trap for the CT. The CT could not move away from the general radius of the C4, which Dobby had the full freedom to go wherever he wanted. And he was like, okay, the CT is going to be generally in this area. I'll come attack him from another place. And meanwhile, just calling a rush right after and just getting stamped on.
But okay, that clutch reminds me of Splash K's ace from yesterday. And Dobby winning the op duel against Sai. That's impressive.
I think through a smoke as well, if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken. Nice nade. Ribby has no armor. What's going on, Ribby? You guys have so much money. How does he have no armor? Oh, wow. He literally bought an M4 without armor. He would be so much better off buying utility and 5.7.
YOLO. Our observer is typing in YOLO.
Who buys M4 without armor on city gun rounds, dude?
Silvers. I'm not even kidding. But I guess he just went for that buy because Dobby completely random. But look at he has such a good idea of
Almost. See, he has an understanding the guy was going to come below as well. Small things, like he's got the read on it. Small things.
I have been really impressed by Dobby. Like as much as I value Predator's aim and
no, Dobby's overall better,
Yeah.
smarter player for sure. You see it with his floating op. You see it with his idea of rotations. You see it when he was marking window in the 3v1 in that last terrace game, or last CD came that way. You know, he just has a good read, and that's a skill set that comes much harder than entry fragging or aim.
Yeah.
You know, it's much harder to be consistent as an entry fragger, sure, but it's a skill set that can be, at least in India level, that can be learned fairly quickly.
A-star with the longest spray of his life, maybe.
Yeah. He pushed solo as well, right? He
Yeah.
didn't push with 2 guys.
Nope. And Dobby getting the kill onto Excali, but does take a lot of damage in return. Needs to go huge, and that's the drop on Sai as well. Okay then, Mr. Dobby. Question mark.
That was a random pre-fire for sure.
Dobby has no master. Dobby is a free house elf, as they say in Harry Potter. And he's really showing us what he's worth right now. Again, a very smart... Oh, okay then. Ace. Will they be expecting 2 though? Oh, the counter boost coming in. Look up. First, lands the first no scope, but unable to land the second.
They bought enough time though. They really, oh, why Ricky? Why? Wait for the plus C4. No, they've thrown a bit around. See, the reason I'm sounding one-sided is because I am. Oh, accelerate though. Doing just enough. And winning another clutch.
I don't get this. These are rounds that they should never be winning. Bandit 5. Like, Entity is literally throwing at this point. It seems.
And it is getting clutched on right, left, and center.
Yeah.
1v4'd, 1v3'd, 1v2'd. That's not a good sign at all.
Yeah.
As much as we were talking, like it was so Entity sided before, and the only 2 rounds Bandit had won before were on clutches, but now they've won 2 more on clutches, and it's looking like almost a decent half now. 10-5 is not bad at all. They get the 5th round. They have a chance.
I mean, I'll say this about Entity's T side is that it is something to be feared.
Okay.
Because, see, Mirage, you need heavy hitters.
Yeah. On the city, yeah.
On the T side as well. Like, you want someone who can literally walk out and eviscerate a defense on a bomb site. You have Excali, you have Sai, you have Ace, you have Ace Star for crying out loud. Like, you have 4 explosive players.
Yeah, but I think people give too much credit. Look at this now. What's happening here?
Capitulation is the word, I think.
Dobby's still alive, so they can still win this. That's how bad Entity is, honestly, with the throws of 3-1s and stuff. So here we go, 1 free kill for Dobby.
Oh, missing the pre-fire. I think Sai just walked
away from it.
Yeah.
He's still peeking out.
Decision making has been very suspect from this Entity side in this half.
See, all they need to kill is A-Star, in my opinion. If A-Star pushes away somewhere and dies, he's the AK armor.
Coming in very...
He's the AK armor. He's the danger man. Dobby's aware. Dobby's aware. 2v3 and I think he's...
Yeah, he spotted out Sai. He spotted it out.
But I think he thinks he pushed in already. Oh, this is a good push by Excali though. What? Excali? What the fuck? What was that?
And Dobby gets the kill on the side. And suddenly from a 4v2, it's down to a 1v2. How is this even happening? Getting planned for B shot, that is the right plan. A star rattling a few shots off. And Dobby cleans the round off. Yeah. Half ends 10-5.
What is Excali doing? That's like actually he's doing a snacks, but then like it was just the complete opposite.
I swear I think Excali had a brain fart there, or it's the ump. No, he was aiming nowhere on the player there, Mr. Observer.
Yeah, not even close.
It was literally like his brain was lagging at that point.
It's like you can imagine like Entity being so chill that they're like, by the way, this is like obviously not allowed. I frown on it, but like it's like Excali smoking a cigarette and eating food while playing Counter-Strike. Yeah. So he accidentally moved his mouse and like hit one of the either an ashtray or like a food tray or something. That's what it looked like, while he was trying to control his spray. So
you're not allowed to eat during a game of Counter-Strike?
Oh yeah, exactly. That's what I meant. Yeah, actually, on that note though, I have more advice on that front as well. You should never be super full before big matches. Yeah. It slows down your reactions. I mean, it's just biology. Like it just does because you're so stuffed. So, and also eating unhealthy. If you know, like a lot of top pros and stuff, they have dietitians. They eat healthy. I'm not saying, oh, look at all the pros. They're 6-packs and they're not fat. Obviously, they're fat, right? Yeah. But they do try. Even the fab ones, they try to have a regular work ethic, and they have dietitians and gym trainers who are trying to get them in shape because a physical body definitely does transpire into a more active in-game aim and reaction and all that. So
match has been paused. I think it is a tactical timeout being called from Bandit 5. They want to just shore up and just reassure themselves that they can do it.
Probably shouting at Excali is what our observer is saying. So our observer is AKS. So now that I've let the cat out of the bag, he's not going to type so much because he's like, oh shit. Now people know that I'm the one laughing at Excali's spray. So now all of Entity's fanboys We'll be ready with pitchforks
yeah.
at the next time Ux has a bad spray moment.
See,
you know.
let me be honest. Entity fanboys are more moderate.
Yeah. Compared to brutality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said it, not me.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Brutality fanboys are harmless. I find them quite funny. Because it's like they've had fanboys for a very long time, so you're kind of used to them by now. You know.
A-stars. Yeah, this is the pistol strat of like they pincer the B bomb side, and A-star, will he check this? I mean, come on. Adding insult to injury there. I think that's the game, folks. Team Bandit 5 have won it.
Knife on Ribby.
Yeah.
If he got that knife and got an additional kill, it would have been really cool.
Yeah.
But he was a bit like overjoyed after the knife, and he was kind of like lost. Like after the knife, he just took patience. He would have gone out of the kill because they had no idea he was there. You know, and that could have given them hope for a round.
Yeah, I think just that knife, he's just going for showboating that, oh look, I knifed Ribby.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, no, he went for the money, I think,
yeah.
more than anything else, but not that crucial. He's not have that much. Yeah, he should going for the win would have been better.
Yeah.
Getting 2 kills. And looks like I want to see some 1-bigs from Dobby, but none. To be
very
had.
close, but so close yet so far, as they say.
They're playing very quickly. The X-Cat is playing very quickly up mid as well.
Ricky getting the kill on to Ribby. Like all of them are just so very low on the CT side. They just.
Yeah, this is gonna be a kill. Oh, should have hit that kill. X-Cat going ham, getting 2 more, making up for his failed spray, I think. Yeah, that's what I wanted to see.
Okay, so Dobby overall is a very sound and solid player.
You see, I completely agree. But off 2 games, still want to see more of him. But I think very much on the right trajectory.
Yeah.
And if I was a scout, the one thing I like about him is that he's quite versatile. I would still say he's on the passive side, don't get me wrong. He's very much on the passive side. You don't expect him to be the first one inside and be the aggressive opper. He's much more calm and marking angles, and he becomes aggressive later in the game. But there's a lot of characteristic traits there that could develop into a good player. Because the basic game sense is very much there. And looks like this is going for a B-rush. That's the first kill. Going to he's going to get picked off by A-star.
Down goes Ricky as well. That's the entire B defense getting torn apart.
Now Ribby he gets a nice shot, but I think he's gonna get picked off here by Predator's USP.
You're like Nostradamus.
No, it's just about knowing the angles. Which I don't know when I'm aiming. Wow.
Okay, then making it very expensive. And see, this is what I don't understand. You're playing against saving players, against pistols. Look at Sai. The round's over, and he hasn't had to buy up a single nade. Why?
Yeah, well, they're just rushing, right?
I mean,
yeah, I know.
That's bad Counter
It is
Strike.
bad Counter Strike, yeah. Well, but see, at this point, like I said, when you are 11-2 up and you start tomfoolery, I'm cool with it because I'm like, okay, you guys have such a strong command of the game. So in this game, I won't, berate them for playing no respect and doing these silly things because the game's pretty much in the bag,
Yeah.
Whereas, as soon as I say that, Sai gets picked out and their Starman goes away as well. Kelly's is hitting some open kills.
That's what I said, right? On the T side of Mirage, you just
look at Asa. This is YOLOing into the smoke and making it a 3v2 for the CTs now. Exad almost takes out. Again, Exad didn't have to do that. Again, numbers advantage, guys. Like, it's so simple. It's just maths. It's like, and it's not even a calculus. It's just like 5 versus 5. That's all you need to calculate in your head. 1v1 now, because every single player has played that absolutely horribly.
I can't even play by play this. It's been so weird. Yeah. Ricky, though, does give Excali a lobotomy in the apps, and that's it.
From 4v4, that was a case of a comedy of errors. That was, I'm going to go peek and make it a 3v4. Oh, I'm going to peek and make it a 3v3. Oh, I'm going to peek and make it a 2v3. Until it became a 1v1. And that kind of Counter-Strike is the most pissing off to me. That the people who have no idea of numbers game, and we're talking about Entity here, who should have.
And look at that, even though they won like 3 rounds in a row because they've been so YOLO and
yeah, exactly. And Predator round in this, we got so many kills in that save. So yeah, this is what happens when you do that. You finish a game that should be well and truly over. You give hope for Bandit to get back in it. You know.
Side does get the kill on a Ricky though.
No, there is an open play.
Yeah.
They're just trying to YOLO up short though. That's a bit of an aggro call.
But XLRB, you should just fall back, reload, and try and get the repeak.
They're already up short now.
See, this is where comms I think is lacking on Team Bandit 5. The only reason I would repeak with the USP is if I know that I've tagged the player down and I can one tap them.
Yeah.
Or if I know that they're unarmored.
That's true. And to be honest, like the only reason see him. Oh, Predator gets 1 kill. If Dobby gets another here, it'd be good.
I think they should save.
Size. Oh, wait a second. Sai doesn't know he's there.
Oh, now he does.
No. 14-6.
I mean, they should have just saved that round to be
I think so. Yeah. At that point, it was best to call a save. And you're right about the XR right there. Like he gets the 1 kill, he should just fall. But even when he realizes that he's taking so long to kill that one guy, sometimes it's good to cut your losses then and there and stay alive to fight another day or say another time in that round. You know. So when he failed his first play, he should just been like, okay, let me just book it out of here, which he didn't do.
That's the thing, right? You've gotten the information and you've gotten the kill. You've done your job. Fall back.
Yeah, I think he should fall back even after like he's doing 80 damage. That's still good enough. Your teammate can finish him off. Just live to fight another day. XR is gonna get picked off.
No, X-Cali gonna get taken down, but there we go. The trade immediately coming in. Ricky caught in 2 minds, whether he should push out or fall back.
They're all setting up for this connector though. They're all around connector. They're gonna start wrapping around on them. Ooh, Pock had to get that kill. Ruby's around, from circling around. 15-6. Expensive round again for Entity though.
Yeah, but then they'll be playing pistols next round as well. So.
And probably win.
Yeah. Okay, umps.
They've lost enough rounds, or they've had enough close rounds against Bandit 5's 5-7s.
Yeah, I mean, considering their team Bandit 5 is probably like kids.
Yeah.
Like even if not kids, like they're not professional gamers. They're just a bunch of guys who love playing the game, who got together and thought, hey, let's give this a shot. And to be very honest, they've impressed me. Like Dobby especially. I mean, here's the thing. This is where you scout for talent, right?
For sure. If you're trying to scout, you find these slightly below the top 8 teams, you know, like the big pool of tier 2 teams in India, and you look for individuals there who could maybe hack it in the top teams. As a team, we all know that none of these teams are anywhere close, so you can't really look at picking up a team. But for sure, you can find a player like Dobby or a player like Predator and be like, hey, this guy could in a few years play in an entity. That's a possibility. Why not?
In the meantime, somehow it's back to 2v3 also. Why they give up the man advantage? Anyway, Pokey left all alone in a 1v3 situation. Down goes Pokey. And that's Entity with the game. GG, well played. Entity Esports clutching out this best of 3 in a 2-0 straight up victories.
Very clean.
Very clean. 16-7, 16-6. Although we did see some...
Mirage is a lot cleaner in the end. But I would say that... the fact that Entity is still not so coordinated, I'm not expecting them to play like an Astralis, but I expect them to play slightly cleaner. I expect them to care about their numbers game a bit more, to be slightly better at anti-ecos, to support their teammates slightly better, understand the basic fundamentals of Counter-Strike with regards to how to react against counter-aggression and not forcing a strat. They forced the strat a lot of times as well. Like, that accelerate round that we were just talking about, Sai got the opening kill, and within 5 seconds they're trying to rush onto short B without knowing, is there guy Horus, is there guy short B, is there guy connector. They don't know that, right? They don't know if there's a guy window ready to peek when the smoke's about to disappear, and they're just forcing the strat when they have 5 for advantage. So small things like that really irks me still, and I really wish like the best team in India would be able to polish over things like that.
I agree, But again, it is a work in progress. Indian esports very much still a work in progress. And hopefully we see this grind and this whole what am I saying? Like this whole investment into Indian esports bear fruit.
Yeah.
Like I want to see an entity 2 months down the line way better than what they are today.
So they would have to do exactly what the Dota team did then.
Yeah.
Which is get Asians.
Okay. That is a debate for
if
another day.
If you're talking about it in a few months, then that's the only way they're going to get drastically better is by getting Asians.
Right.
Regarding next year, sure, these guys might get good enough by then.
Yeah, I just want to see some improvement. Like from I've seen tremendous growth in Excali. Like from when he started playing at Entity, he was a pug star.
He's a young player.
He was a pug star.
Yeah.
He was over peaking. He was over committing. He was over rotating.
Yeah.
Basically, his mindset was I want the kills for me.
Yeah, I know. And he was very good at it.
Yeah.
That's why his mechanics are so strong because of his pug star days. His movement, his aim, his entry ability is still very strong. But see, the difference is he's come a long way in 2 years. So I think 2 years ago is when he was discovered. Maybe a year actually, right? Year and a half ago he was discovered. But since he's been in Entity, I have not seen that much growth in him as a player. And that's what disappointed me. So he made it to the big leagues. He joined the Entity. He won a few titles with them, right? But Entity as a whole has not improved that much. Actually, they've gone down in some sense. And nor has Excali. Like, after that point, like I feel like they've all plateaued. And we're still seeing the same Counter-Strike over and over again. It's just like all these rough diamonds. There's no polishing there. Like, because the fundamentals are always broken. And until they paper over those cracks, they're going to look like plateaued players. They're going to always look like has-beens who had insane mechanics, but could never figure out how to really play sound Counter-Strike.
Well, on that bright note, we're going to leave you for the day. It was a fairly straightforward showing from Entity Esports, clinching the best of 3 2-0. Played decent Counter-Strike, some mistakes here and there, which I think both Equitas and I had pointed out. But Team Bandit 5, don't be disheartened by this. Keep your chin up, hold your head high, and walk away from this proud because you gave a fight. You didn't keel over and die. You took the fight to Entity, and yes, at the end of the day, they did come out on top, but that is Counter-Strike. One team will always win at the end of the day. Today, it was Entity's day. Keep working, maybe sometime down the line, you'll be the ones looking down at them. Well, hopefully.
That means there'll be a lot of good players without the scene.
Yeah.
When that era comes, when the old guard goes away, and we have a bunch of predators and dobbies who are 18, 19-year-olds, and they are in the best teams in the world, that's going to be
the dream.
Good time for Indian Counter-Strike. Yeah.
Anyway, guys, that's all from us for today. See you all tomorrow yet again, same time, 3 o'clock in the afternoon for tomorrow's game of Cobx. In the meantime, see you and take care.
Good game.
into